Drop it.
Yo, what is up guys? It's ELiTESHOT here, aka Sean, bringing you guys some more Call of Duty tips and tricks. My first two, my beginner tips and tricks, and then my pro tips and tricks videos, got a bunch of feedback, a bunch of support, and again, you guys asked me to make another one. And today guys, I'm bringing you elite tips and tricks. These are the tricks, these are the tips I use every single day. Whenever I play Call of Duty, these are the tips I follow and the things I do to get great gameplays. Throughout this video, I'll give you guys several tips on how to play better, how to do better, and little things that help improve your game. So the first tip is called cancel reloading. Now again, I'm sure a lot of you veteran Call of Duty players already know these tips and already follow these. So this is for people who don't know these, but they definitely help out. So cancel reloading. What is cancel reloading? You guys know when you're low on ammo, you want to reload, but you don't want to go through the entire animation because that's a waste of time. In order to cancel reload, if you pay attention to your ammo at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, it'll show that you reloaded before the animation actually completed. So it takes a bit of practice and a bit of timing because every weapon's different, but once you learn it, you'll get it regardless without even realizing you're doing it. In order to cancel reload, you have to either sprint just as he finishes reloading or double tap Y. Personally, I go for the sprint because it's easier for me and it's less of a pain to double tap Y. So as soon as I reload, at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, I press the sprint button and it cancels the reload animation. So it's quicker, making you survive longer, get more kills in those sticky situations. The next tip I recommend is to drop shot / jump shot. Okay, when I first played Call of Duty, I played on the normal controls where I knifed with the right analog stick and I crouched with the B button. And as I realized other Call of Duty players on YouTube, for example CNanners, he recommended me and he told people to try out drop shotting. Switch your controls to tactical and it'll improve your game. Off the start, it's very awkward because you're not used to crouching and knifing with the opposite buttons. It's weird. You'll sometimes mix them up. You'll think you'll knife, but you'll actually drop down because you're going for the drop shot since you're playing on tactical. But the more you play on tactical, the better you will become using it because it's so helpful. If you see an enemy that's kind of at medium range and you just hold on the right analog stick, your character will drop down and then you can drop shot the enemy because it makes it a lot tougher for them to stand aim when they see someone dropping to the floor because they'll be aiming at your chest, but if you quickly drop down, they're not aiming at your chest anymore. They're aiming at blank space. They're aiming at nothing. So they have to move their aimer to your body on the ground. So it's wasting time for them and you're getting upper hand. So go to your options, change your controls to tactical controls. It changes your B button and your right analog stick. So now you drop shot, you crouch with the right analog, and you knife with the B button. Off the start, it's very awkward, but once you get used to it, it's amazing. The next tip I recommend is to try the iron sights of weapons. Now, I know a lot of players already use the iron sights, but I often see a lot of people use red dots and holographic sights and acog sights, and honestly, I think these are a waste of attachments, depending on the weapon. Some weapons in Call of Duty have terrible iron sights where it blocks a lot of your view, a lot of the screen, and you're better off throwing on a red dot. But for a majority of the weapons, using just the plain iron sights is a lot better because you can use other attachments over it. For example, in Black Ops 2, I don't put any sights on my MTAR, but instead I put on fast mags or a silencer. It saves you a space in order to put something else on it. So once you get used to your iron sights, you're just making yourself do better because you're not relying on some optic sight to help you out and you're saving an attachment space. Another tip I have is ADS around corners. ADS stands for aiming down sight. You're going to survive a lot longer if you aim down your sight before you turn around your corner. If you just try sprinting around a corner without aiming down your sight, the chances of an enemy being there and killing you are a lot greater than if you were actually aiming down your sight as you approach that corner. You're not wasting your time aiming down your sight after you see him because you'll already be aiming down your sight. So it's perfect. It saves you time. You'll be getting more kills and you'll be surviving longer. That's one tip I recommend. A lot of people don't do this, but it really helps out a lot. And I find myself doing it all the time. If I'm unsure if an enemy is behind this next corner, I'll be sure to aim down my sight before I approach it. Another great tip is reloading behind cover. Whenever you run low on ammo, if you empty your clip, make sure you reload your weapon behind some form of cover. You don't want to reload your weapon just in the middle of nowhere because enemies will kill you. They can see you reloading your gun. You're unprotected and you're just better off reloading behind some form of cover because if you're reloading in the middle of nowhere, you're gonna die. But if you're behind some cover, enemies won't see you, they won't kill you, and you'll do a lot better. These are the tips I use every single day and is how I do so well in my gameplays. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys want to see some more elite tips and tricks, say so below because I still have a few up my sleeve and the things I do to improve my game. And like I always say, it's ELiTESHOT here, aka Sean, your Frontline COD fanboy. I'm signing out. Peace.